They do not want us to even fix our cars anymore. Man, this is getting crazy, man. Let's see what's going on with this.
If you pop the hood of a 2026 vehicle, you do not see an engine. You see a wall of plastic. And if you try to remove that plastic, you are met with a financial nightmare. Tamper proof screws, digital padlocks, and components that are legally sealed shut. We are witnessing the death of the driveway mechanic. But this is not an accident. It is a coordinated war on your wallet. Manufacturers want to turn every car owner into a lifelong tenant. They have sealed the hood, they have locked the software, and now they are charging you $200 an hour just for the privilege of fixing your own property. In
Crazy,
this
crazy,
investigation, we are
crazy.
going to expose the manufacturers waging
This is absolutely crazy. They do not want us to have anything. They don't want us to have control of our transportation, our food. They don't want us to navigate on boats well anymore. They don't it's just becoming it's man, do y'all see what this is? Do y'all see what this is? This is getting madness. This is madness. Like what do we have any control over anything anymore?
this war and exactly how they made your own truck illegal to repair. We will show you why the hood of your truck is now a crime scene, and most importantly, we will reveal the only two options you have left if you want to avoid becoming a
Yeah,
tenant
look
in
at
your
this.
own
Hold on. Wait a
vehicle.
minute. Look at this. Subscription expired. Engine power limited. Please renew to start. That is crazy, bro. Imagine if they start doing this to our house, right? Imagine it. I mean, they are trying to make smart homes, man. Yeah, hey, man, we have to, hey, hey.
Here is exactly how they stole your truck. In the old days, if a window switch broke, you went to a junkyard, paid $5, and plugged in a new one. It was simple copper and plastic. Today, if you plug a new switch into a modern Ford or Chevy, it will not work. The truck will reject it. Why? Because the manufacturers have put a digital serial number inside the switch. When you install the part, the main computer scans it. If that number does not match the factory list, the computer locks the system. The part is perfectly fine. The mechanics are fine, but the computer refuses to let it work. To unlock it, you have to tow the truck to the dealership. You have to pay them 1 hour of labor just to plug in a laptop and tell the truck that the new switch is allowed to exist. They have digitized the wrench and they kept the password for themselves. This is not about safety. It is about killing the used parts market and forcing you to buy new, overpriced components directly from the dealer. But before they locked the software, they locked the hardware. Manufacturers call it value engineering. We call it a blockade. On a modern truck, simple maintenance has become a geometric impossibility. Take the headlight bulb. On a 1990 Silverado, it took 30 seconds and a screwdriver. On a modern truck, you often have to remove the entire plastic wheel well liner or disassemble the front grille just to reach the bulb. On many German cars, they have deleted the transmission dipstick entirely. You cannot check your own fluid level. You have to trust a sensor on the dashboard. When that sensor fails, you do not just buy a sensor, you buy a whole new transmission. But the worst offender
Wow.
is the cab off repair.
This is a bit ridiculous, man. This. Why are they making these things so? Well, we know, I guess it's money, but let's. So what's gonna happen in the future with when people can't buy a new transmission for a simple plug pop and plug in thing? Like what is we're getting there. We're getting to a place. We are finally about to go on shore to somewhere we're not sure we're going, and I'm not sure we might not want to be there. right? A simple headlight now you got to take off the whole lining. Come on, man, this is scary times.
On modern Ford Super Duty trucks, the engine is packed so tightly into the bay that for many major repairs, the mechanic has to lift the entire cab of the truck off the frame. What used to be a Saturday afternoon job in the driveway is now a $4,000 labor bill. Why? You cannot change a gasket without a $10,000 commercial vehicle lift. They claim this is for aerodynamics and packaging. That is a lie. They want you to look at that cramped plastic covered engine bay, feel overwhelmed, and hand over your credit card. You might think, at least I can still change my own battery. Think again. On many modern vehicles, including BMW and Ford, the car has a battery management system. If you buy a battery at an auto parts store and install it yourself, the car will not recognize it. The alternator will treat the new battery like the old, dying battery. It will overcharge the battery and destroy your new $200 battery in a month. To fix this, you have to register the battery to the car's computer. How do you do that? You have to go to the dealership and pay them a ransom to click a button. They have turned the simplest maintenance task into a subscription fee. You
And
cannot talk about
that's the fear that I have with everything that's gonna happen in the future. There's been a quote going around saying that you will own nothing and be happy. So everything will become a subscription base. Your car become a subscription base. Uh, your home. Hopefully the food doesn't, but they already took out all the seeds and all the seeds and the soil is not as good as it once was. So man, where are we going as a not just as a country but a world? Crazy.
this without talking about patient zero, John Deere. Farmers were the first victims of this war. They spent $500,000 on a tractor, but if a $50 sensor failed in the field, the machine would brick itself. The farmer could physically replace the sensor in 10 minutes with a wrench, but the software would not recognize it until a dealer drove out to the farm to bless it with a laptop. Farmers were left stranded during a harvest, losing thousands of dollars an hour, waiting for a dealership to grant them permission to use their own property. The auto industry saw how profitable this was and they copied it immediately. Now your truck goes into limp mode, not because it is broken, but because a sensor reading is slightly out of range, and the manufacturer wants you to visit the service center. The goal is not just repair revenue, it is extortion. Manufacturers have realized they do not make enough money selling you the car once. They want to sell it to you every month. One example, BMW tried to charge customers $18 a month to use the heated seats that were already installed in the car.
What?
Toyota tried
$18 a month for heat in my car that I already bought? What? BMW shame. Oh my goodness, man. This is all started with those electric cars, man. Now we need all right, okay. We see where we going. They charging you $18 a month for heat in your seats. All right, okay.
to charge a subscription for the remote start function on the key fob. Think about the arrogance of that. You bought the seat, you own the heating element, you own the key fob, but they put a digital toll booth between you and your property. This is not manufacturing, this is theft. They are trying to turn the automobile into a service, just like Netflix, and if you stop paying, they can turn off your features remotely. So is the driveway mechanic dead? Not yet, but he is being forced underground. We are seeing a massive rise in the black market for repairs. Farmers are buying hacked firmware from Ukraine to jailbreak their tractors. Mechanics are buying bootleg diagnostic software to bypass dealership locks. People are keeping 20-year-old trucks on the road at any cost, just to avoid buying a computer on wheels. Here is the verdict. If you buy a 2026 vehicle, you do not own it. You are merely the primary user of a data collection device that is owned by the corporation. They
Sound like homes, huh? You buy a home, you gotta pay taxes on the home. If you don't pay taxes, you're kicked out. Do you really own the home? Do you really own the car?
Control the software, they control the parts, and they control the repair. If you want to own your vehicle, you have two choices. First, support the right to repair legislation in your state. Second, buy an older analog vehicle. Buy a truck where the hood opens to reveal an engine, not a plastic cover. Buy a car where the window switch is just a switch, not a computer node. The war on do it yourself is real. They have sealed the hood, they have locked the software, but they cannot take away your ability to choose. Reject the ransom, keep the old iron running, and never let them tell you that you are not allowed to fix what you own.
All right, man. That was a lot right there. That was a lot right there. Man, dang, man, we're not gonna be able to own nothing. Jeez, that's crazy. I had something to say. Oh yeah, so he says look on under the hood and all, but how long is that gonna be? Another 4 years? That's it. All right, people, man. Shout out to my people, man. Captain Reactions, we out.